What's up, guys? I'm JJ.
I'm Javier.
And this is PM Football. We have made it to the college football playoff. A lot of controversy. For the whole selection process. And we're going to be talking about that today. We're also going to be doing our predictions for the entire playoff bracket. But before we get into that, did they make the right decision?
You're right about the controversy, which it's college football. There's always going to be controversy. You're never going to make people happy 100% of the time when it comes to college football. I am fine with the bracket except for one team. I don't think Miami has any reason to be in the college football playoff. Would you agree to that, or is that something you disagree with?
So, I can understand the argument as to why they shouldn't be in it 100%. Because if you're not going to put in Miami, if you're going to put in Miami, how do you not put in Notre Dame? And I know there's a head-to-head matchup between the two of those guys. Beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Neither of the teams were the team that they are today. And it was a close game. It wasn't like it was really a blowout game that much.
Here, I'll say this. I don't think either Notre Dame or Miami deserve to be in the playoff. And I'm not upset that they chose Miami over Notre Dame, because I agree at some point you do have to respect the head-to-head. But I don't think Miami or Notre Dame should have been selected for the playoff.
So the thing that I'm really just confused about, and the logic behind, to be honest, the logic behind it doesn't make sense.
That's college football.
Well, it's Alabama getting in. And I can understand why they had to do it. And it's not even just that they should do it. They had to do it.
So why don't you agree with Alabama getting into the playoffs?
So that I was just they had to put them in, because if they did not put Alabama in the game, conference championships would be dead. Because if you look at a team like Oklahoma, who have the same exact record as Alabama going into a conference championship game, same record, they also have a head-to-head. Oklahoma beat them. Alabama loses in their conference championship game by a lot to Georgia.
Yeah.
In my opinion, they should be out. They have 3 losses now, and I understand the fact it's like, well, why would you not want to play in the conference championship game to win a conference championship? Of course you want to do that. But at the same time, if you're looking at a team like Oklahoma, who's sitting there with the same record as Alabama going into a conference championship, and they don't have to play a game. They're locked because they can't lose a game anymore. They're locked. Bama has to win that game to make it look like they should be in it still. But they go and lose that game. Yet they still get in. And then on the flip side of that, you look at a team like BYU, who has only had 2 losses their entire year going into a conference championship, 1. And they lose their conference championship game to the team that they lost to in the regular season, which was number 4 Texas Tech. How does BYU not get in, but Alabama gets in?
All right. There's a lot of things I agree with you, and that I agree with you. I don't know why I'm fumbling with that sentence. There's things you said that I agree with. There's things you said that I disagree with. I partially agree with your whole Alabama thing. I agree. Yes, they kind of had to put Alabama in, but I feel like Alabama deserves to be in, because I personally just do not agree that a team should be punished for making the conference championship game, even if they get blown out in that conference
That's what I
championship
agree
game.
with, though. They had to put them in.
But I still think, even though they got blown out, Alabama deserves to be in it, because you at least got to make it to an SEC championship game.
So let me flip this real quick. Texas, but it wouldn't even be the same scenario, because A&M would be undefeated going into that game, and if they lost, they'd still get in. Because A&M finished with 1 loss, right?
Yeah,
they lost
to
Texas.
Yeah,
and if they lost the game to Georgia in the conference championship game, going in, they would have had to be undefeated, and so that's with the scenario of them beating Texas.
Yeah,
but then they lose to Georgia by as much as Alabama did. They're still in regardless, because they only have 1 loss.
Yeah,
But like Oregon or Oklahoma is the team that I'm using as the example because they both have the same amount of losses, same record going into that week. The only difference is Alabama had to play the game. And they lost by a lot.
Yeah.
If Oklahoma was in that same situation, though, they're out. They're not going to make it.
I don't know. I personally feel like I would have kept the same stance of. Personally, I think if you could even tag on the Big Ten, in my opinion, because to me those were the clear two conferences in all of college football. To me personally, if I had a vote and was part of the committee, as long as you make the Big Ten championship game or the SEC championship game, to me you are in regardless. Because to me you are a top 2 team in a top 2 conference. So to me, regardless of if it was Oklahoma, A&M, whoever, as long as you make the SEC championship game or the Big Ten championship game, to me you should be in the playoff regardless. Now, where you get seeded, that's a different discussion. But I feel like you should be in regardless if you make the Big Ten championship game or the SEC championship game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I mean. I understand that, and I understand why they put them in, because if they didn't, the conference championship game would be dead. No team would want to play in the conference
honestly,
championship.
I think college football is headed to that point.
Yeah.
I don't know if college football will reach that next season, the season after. I just think the way things are headed and how things are going in college football, at some point, conference championships will mean absolutely nothing because of the college football playoffs.
Yeah, and I mean, I've heard this a couple times, and I don't necessarily 100% agree with it. I think there should be a compromise in between. I think there are too many teams in the playoff.
Okay, and I've heard that argument. Here's my thing, though. You could allow 4 teams, you could allow 12 teams, you could allow 16, you could allow 20, you could allow 25.
There will always
No
be,
matter what, there is going to be a team pissed off that they didn't make it and they feel like they should have made it. No matter what, there is a fan base, a team, and just the overall media saying the college football committee got it wrong. Kind of side note to that, that's part of the reason why I keep saying the NFL is better than college football, because there's more structure in the NFL. Like in the NFL, you are what you are. You are what your record says you are.
And there's just also more diversity in terms of there's a lot less teams, so
sure,
all of those players have a spot somewhere.
I get that, but it's the structure of it. I think that's really the core of it, is how it's all structured.
Yeah, no, but like if you were to do what the NFL does, you can't. Because there's
because there's too many teams.
Different levels.
There's different levels and there's too many
teams. The
teams.
NFL, the only way that college football is more so like the MLB.
It's like European soccer.
Well, they have the minor leagues. The Power Four is the MLB.
Yeah.
Minor league baseball is the group of 5 schools.
Yep.
Like. But the difference is you're not putting those minor league baseball teams up against playoff MLB teams.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's literally like European soccer. College football is literally European soccer in every single way. When it comes to money, when it comes to competition, when it comes to the levels of the different teams and the smaller clubs facing the bigger clubs and all that, college football is literally built and designed like European soccer.
Now, here's where I'll differ with you.
Okay.
I feel like, and I know I just made the reference to baseball, and I know it's a completely different sport, and I'm about to say the same exact thing to soccer that I am to the baseball analogy I just made. Soccer, I just feel like, and you can completely tell me if I'm wrong, because I don't watch soccer.
Yeah.
I feel like a really good team and a really bad team, the difference between those two, the gap's a lot smaller than a really bad football team and a really good football team.
I disagree. I think it's pretty similar.
So, like, what's the score going to be of a soccer game against a really bad? So, like,
you got to equate it to, like, touchdown. You got to equate
terms of
goals
soccer,
to, like, a touchdown.
If you were to have an Oregon versus JMU, like, how bad would
be like,
well, what would
Barcelona,
the goal be? Yeah, what would the goals be?
It could easily be like 6-0, 7-0, which would equate to like 42-0,
yeah.
Which I think is pretty as similar as you could get to a college football.
Yeah. I mean, moral of it, we both agree that there's going to be problems no matter what.
Yes.
And that was the point I was going to make with regardless of what their format's going to be.
Yeah.
My personal opinion, it should go back down to 4.
I don't hate it. I just don't think that fixes any problems.
I just think that will truly give you your champions. Like,
But I still don't think that you're still going to have controversy. You're still going to have
yeah, but like,
people
look
upset.
at it this year. Like, there's an obvious top 4, no?
Yes.
Majority of the years, there's an obvious top 4.
However, could you
the only-
at
hold on.
least all right, sure.
But the only reason that this got changed is because of Florida State. This is really
This
the
did
biggest
not get
issue.
changed
I mean,
because of Florida
I'm
State.
not saying it's the only reason, but that is the biggest excuse as to why it should have got moved back, because they couldn't get in because they were going to lose because they didn't have a quarterback. Their
Yeah.
quarterback broke his leg.
Yeah.
That was a big reason, and Texas got in over them. Did it end up being the right decision? Absolutely. It was.
But was it the fair decision?
Boo-hoo. You're when it all comes down to it, it is a business.
Yeah.
They are
You're right about
not
that.
gonna put in a team that's gonna lose by 70 points.
And that's the politics part of college football that we bring up every once in a while. Like, at the end of the day, this is a multi-billion-dollar business. The college football committee and college football in general is going to do what is the best benefit for their pockets, which is why they left Florida State out, which is why they're kind of going about things a certain way that they're going about it now. I mean, that's just how it is. No matter what, people aren't going to agree. People are going to find it very controversial. You're just not going to get it right.
And I mean, another huge reason as to why they wanted to move to 12, and I know this isn't another huge reason, but they wanted to make those games mean something. Because
Yeah.
the definition of a bowl game is if you don't make it to a playoff game, if you're a player that's going to go pro, you're not playing in it, which I can understand that part.
But to me, we talked about this a little bit earlier. To me, it's college football's fault that bowl games don't mean anything
Yeah.
anymore. Because they basically turned it into a participation trophy. Years ago, before you and me were even born, it meant something to go to a bowl game. Like, it was hard to go to a bowl game. Now, going 500
just
puts
soft.
you into, yes, absolutely. So, to me, like, when people are mad at Marcus Freeman, which I understand, did he go about it the wrong way? Yes, I agree with you there. However, I can't fault him for snubbing his nose at a bowl game because college football made it useless. Like, it doesn't mean anything.
And putting them in a bowl game is them just wanting to get more money out of them.
Exactly.
To get eyes to
exactly.
watch
So,
them
like,
play.
did he go about it the wrong way? Sure. But I can't blame him for pretty much giving his middle finger to college football because, like, bowl games don't mean anything anymore. They mean something when we went to a bowl game at ODU. That meant something to us because of the new staff and just the size of the school and what it all meant. It means something to a school like ODU.
And this
a school like Notre Dame, it doesn't mean anything.
And this is what's great about the bracket that they have currently is that they're giving a team like JMU a chance.
Yes.
The only difference,
Chance.
yeah, a chance. That's what I mean. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Is they have to go play Oregon now in Oregon.
Which
Kudos.
I don't like JMU. I despise JMU. I can't stand JMU. I will not be cheering for JMU when they play Oregon. But I'd be lying to you if I didn't say it would be kind of cool if they won.
But they're not.
No, absolutely. I completely agree.
And the fact that there is already a game that has been played between Tulane and Ole Miss. They won 42-0 or 42-7 or something.
Yeah.
Like we've seen it happen already. We know it's going to happen. It's different in terms of like Ohio State and Indiana may play again. That was a close game.
At that point, it's up to the committee in college football to really restructure the entire thing. Because I agree, like, and I was listening to a show. I'm not going to shout out the show, but I was listening to a show in a car, and they were arguing, they were debating, and one of them brought up a very good point of, do you want something along the lines of, do you want to be fair and have the 5 conferences, or do you want to legitimately see the top 12 teams and the country go at it? And every college football fan is like, give me the 12 best teams.
Now, I agree. Or you have something else you were going to say?
Kind of. That was basically the end of it. Pretty much saying, like, every college football fan wants the top 12 teams. If you're getting the top 12 teams, Tulane and JMU are nowhere near a top 12 team in the entire country.
Yeah.
Not to poop on their parade, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
No, there's not a single G5 school in the entire country that you can say in any history
is going to be
a
favored.
top 12 school in the country.
Yeah, no, you're not. And the only issue with that, because I agree, would the games be good? 100%. But if you do that, what are the top 12 teams right now?
All SEC, Big 10, and Big 12 schools.
What's the reason of playing a season?
Yeah, and I completely agree. And we discussed this earlier.
Because you are going to have the same teams in it every year.
But that's my whole point. And to me, this is why I think college football is so addicting and so much fun to watch. Because it's not perfect. It's literally chaos, organized chaos. That's all college football is.
You get to make your own schedule.
Yeah.
Like, you get to pick who you play for
that
3
brings
games.
up another point. Like, if obviously
if all they care about is wins at this point,
why would you schedule?
No. Because
if you're a Big Ten program, why would you schedule yourself against a non-conference big team?
but because in the past that was what mattered when it was 4 teams.
Who did you beat?
Yeah, when it was 4 teams, but I feel
even
like it's
before,
different
even
now.
when it was BCS, it was who did you beat?
Exactly.
Now it's more of
How many wins
that's
do you
cool
have?
that you beat them, but how
many wins do you have?
Yeah, exactly.
Alabama did play a really, really tough schedule. They had, like the 5th toughest schedule in the
Some of
league.
that.
They had 3
BYU.
losses.
BYU. This goes perfectly into my mini rant I'm about to have. I think BYU was robbed of a college football playoff spot. Miami has no right to a college football spot. In your opinion, what was the weakest P4 conference?
The ACC, 100%.
Was it even close?
No.
By far, the weakest and sorriest P4
A
conference
7-5 team.
was the
7-5.
ACC. Miami wasn't even good enough to get in the conference
No,
championship
a 7
game.
5 team made it over them.
Miami wasn't even good enough to get into the sorriest conference championship game.
And if I'm
But
not
let's
mistaken,
give them a playoff spot.
both those teams that they've lost to this year, they weren't even in the college.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but let's give Miami a spot over BYU, who lost twice to the number 4 team in the entire nation.
and made it to their championship game.
According to ESPN, BYU had the number 9 strength of record in the entire country.
They played Utah.
Notre Dame was 13, Miami was 14. BYU's strength of schedule was number 22 in the entire country. Notre Dame was 44, Miami was 45. BYU basically got punished because they played in their conference championship game. Like, there's no reason why BYU should not be in the playoffs and Miami is. It makes zero sense to me.
That's my argument, though, for what, like, how is Bama in this? How?
Because,
based off of that.
Yeah, based off of this, I agree with you. I completely agree with you if it's based off of this. I do not think it's fair. And yes, the SEC is better than the Big 12. I'm not comparing the two.
100%.
However, you should not be punished for making your conference championship game unless you are UAV or Duke. If your conference is just that sorry, maybe you should be punished for not winning your conference championship game.
And bringing this all back to the ACC.
Yes.
Who did Bama lose to this year?
Did they lose to Oklahoma?
They lost to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, yeah.
They lost to Georgia.
Yep. Who else did
else?
they lose to?
Florida State.
Florida State. How did I forget? I literally had money on that game. How did I
the bottom
You
of
know
the
what?
ACC.
That's a very good point.
Everybody just forgets about it. You just couldn't even remember it.
That's
That
a very
first
good
game
point.
of the year.
It was week 1.
First game of the year.
Yeah.
They got blown out.
I had money on that game, man.
They lost by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
To a team that finished at the bottom of the ACC.
Yeah.
How are they in?
That's a very good point. And again, I'm a stick to what I believe. I believe if you make the SEC championship game or the Big Ten championship game, regardless, you should get into a playoff. But that is a very good argument against Alabama.
3 losses.
But one of those losses was to the number 3 team
Yes.
in the SEC championship.
BYU should have got in over Bama. I'm not even making the argument anymore for Miami or Notre
Maybe,
Dame.
but that one I'm not.
BYU should have been in over Bama.
That one I'm not even necessarily going to agree or disagree with. I could see arguments for both. My biggest issue is Miami over BYU. I could, or even the Notre Dame.
Miami
over
too.
BYU.
I don't think Miami should have been
You could
in.
never, in a million years, you could never convince me. I think if they played today, BYU will beat Miami and Notre Dame.
BYU would, yes. They
I would put money on BYU.
Texas.
To beat both
I mean,
Miami and Notre Dame.
we're talking about the Big 12 here. Texas Tech is the 4th seed for a
They're
reason.
really good.
They're a really good team.
They are.
I know they
Those
kind
are our
of
only 2
they
losses.
kind of blew them out in the conference championship game.
Yes.
I don't really know what the score of the game was.
But
the
when
regular
those are your
season.
only 2 losses, you'd even lose to 2 teams. You just lost to one team that was the number 4 team of the nation. Like, I don't think you should be punished for that.
No, absolutely not. And the fact, like, they played. They
Beat a ranked Utah. They had. I'm gonna go over it again.
They did get blown out by BYU.
They did.
Or by Texas.
Yes,
Tech
they did. I
twice.
completely agree.
Twice.
They had a top 10 strength of record in the entire country. A top 25 strength of schedule in the entire country.
Now they get to go play Georgia Tech.
But yet you lose to one team twice, who's the number 4 team in the entire country. You're not allowed in the college football playoffs. It makes no sense to me. However, Miami, who wasn't good enough to make the conference championship game, in the sorriest conference, I would put certain G5 conferences ahead of the ACC this year. They weren't good enough to make that conference.
Sunbelt was better.
Sunbelt and the American were better than
American
the ACC.
100%.
American and Sunbelt were better than the ACC.
Navy's beaten. They maybe not beaten. They're in
They're in it with Miami. I fully believe Navy's in there with Miami. I fully believe that.
and that's not even like Tulane, North Texas. Like those teams are keeping up with those teams.
Yeah.
It's just
It doesn't make sense to me.
so. Before we get into our actual predictions, closing statements for what the teams ended up actually being. I don't know why I just did not know what to say right there. What their final predictions? I'm still messing it up. What
We're
their
not good at the
final
English.
picks for these games were? What are your final thoughts?
When it comes to just the bracket in general,
Yeah.
or
What was your thoughts?
that
on
was really my only complaint, just based off how it's structured. Obviously, you need the rules are 5 of the conference winners get in. Like, I'm
And
happy
I-
it wasn't an ACC.
I
team.
think that they made the right decision.
Yes, if we're basing it on what the rules are and how it's supposed to be structured, I think they got it right. Other than Miami,
Yeah.
that was my only complaint about it. I would have probably put Georgia at 2 and Ohio State 3, but that's just me nitpicking. I'm not mad at Ohio State being 2. I probably would have moved Ole Miss down a little bit because they lost Lane Kiffin, but again, I'm not too upset about that. That's whatever.
And final question: should they change the format moving
Yes.
forward?
Yes, but also keep in mind, no matter what they go with, there's going to be complaints. But yes, they should change
if
it.
you had to change it right now, what are you changing it to?
That's a really good question. Do you have an answer?
I'm going back to 4.
Really? Okay.
I think going back to 4, I'll give you a little bit of extra time to think. Going back to 4, in my opinion, gives you the 4 best teams in the country, no question about it. And I know there's going to be teams like the top 4 for this specifically. There aren't 4 division or conference winners. It's 4 teams that are the best 4 teams, how they have it right now. If that's the case, would those 4 be your 4?
I don't know. I was supposed to have 2 disagreements with what you just said. One, I disagree that, and I'm paraphrasing here, pretty much that if we move it to 4 teams, we will undoubtedly have the top 4 teams. I disagree because there's going to be years where it's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 could beat number 4, whatever it may be. And I think that's the instance for here. I think there's an argument Oregon at 5 should be placed ahead of Texas Tech if it was a 4-team playoff.
Yeah, but like that's what I mean. Does it at that point just not even matter of what happens in the season?
It's getting to that point. It's honestly getting to the point of
Because
We talked about a little bit earlier, like
their only loss on the season was Texas Tech's only loss is at Arizona State when they were ranked.
yeah. And what's Oregon's one loss to the number one team in the nation?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's arguments of
But
Oregon.
one team made their conference championship.
Fair, but that goes to my point still. Like there isn't gonna be these are undoubtedly the four best teams. There's always gonna be that argument of like, oh no, this team should be ahead of number 4 because of this, this, and this. I think no matter what the number is, there's gonna be complaints.
But like obviously yes, and we tied this to NFL and tied them together a little bit.
yeah,
The only reason it's so different is because there's a set format for the
Yes.
NFL.
Yes.
The top 7 teams in each conference based off of record.
record. Yep. And it even goes deeper that it's win your division and then the 3 following in the conference.
Yeah, but it's
follow
by
suit.
record. Like
It's by
the
record,
way,
yeah.
The way that it's ranked up, it's by record.
And that's because there's not levels in the NFL like there are levels in college
No.
football.
I understand that, but I'm saying, like the Chiefs this year currently,
Yes.
they're better than some of these other teams that are in the playoffs right
Can you
now.
give an example? I'm just blanking. Can you give an example?
I won't even say, like, all right, that was not the best example.
I was about to say I'm kind of blanking on who they would be.
More
in the
so,
playoffs.
what I'm trying to say is roster-wise, they have a better team than a lot of these teams.
The quarterback definitely carries. Yeah.
They have a better roster than the Texans. They
Oh no, man, that defense is mean.
have a better
That-
roster.
They have a better quarterback.
That roster is better.
Oh, dude, that defense is insane.
They have a better roster than the Bills. Yes.
Who, the Chiefs?
Yes.
It's like currently,
The roster.
I
they have
don't-
a better
I,
roster.
I even think that's a debate.
I don't even think it's close.
I think that's a debate.
They have 3 receivers on their team that would be our number 1.
well, that's because
We don't. That's what I'm saying. The roster's better.
no, they have better receivers, but you can nitpick different positions that you can say the Bills are better and the Chiefs are better.
I would give the advantage to every part on their defense over ours.
You just have a really bad.
That's
defense.
what I'm saying.
All right, that's one example.
But like, besides the point I'm trying to make is: are we looking at it from their record, or are we looking at it from this team is better?
well, if you're the committee in your college football, you have no choice. You have to look at everything.
I know, but like, why do they get to pick? That's what doesn't
above my
make
pay grade.
sense.
That I don't know.
That like, there's just a bunch of old white dudes sitting in a room.
we at least agree, and I feel like majority of people agree, there needs to be just a much better structure. And there needs to be a way better structure
problem is-
on how it's all built.
is that there are people that have biases, and they're not supposed
Absolutely.
to.
Absolutely.
Making
what
the
was the one
decisions.
year the head of the committee was,
Was-
like also like the AD
It
at
was the
Michigan
Big
or
Ten,
something like that. Yeah.
It was Ward Manuel.
Yeah,
or something.
something
Yeah, the
like-
dude that just fired
Like,
Sherrone Moore.
there's just there's so much something about conflicts. I can't think right now.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Against yes. There's
There's conflicts.
there's many conflicts. There's a lot of things you could cancel out. But that's what makes it fun.
Why did you say that now? I can't think of
Yeah.
what the word is.
It's being football. We're late. It's late. We're not good at English.
Budding conflicts?
Sure.
Sounds good enough.
It's better than what I would have said.
Um,
But regardless, to wrap it all up, just a lot we agree with, just a lot we disagree with. Overall, we think the structure just needs to change.
change needs to happen.
Yes, absolutely.
Now let's get into some of these games.
Enough of the negatives. Let's get to the bracket and predict who we think is going to win it all.
Because on top of all of what we just said, there are still some really good matchups.
I'm very excited for this year's
because
playoffs.
I don't know, like, even did you watch the show when the selection show?
Yes.
They literally did the same thing we just did for about an hour.
Yeah.
And then one of them was finally just like, all right, this is probably the end of when we're going to stop talking about this.
Yeah.
Where no one's going
Because
to care.
you could continue for days
Yeah.
on how flawed it is.
And then they're like, all right, now let's get into the only things that matter right now is who they're playing. Because at that point, that's all that matters.
I would really like to get a job eventually for the college football playoff committee because I would have banged the table for BYU. Like I would have legitimately.
We're not leaving this
stood
room
there.
until they're
I was
in
like,
there.
I will cause a riot if you allow Miami in this playoffs. They have zero reason to be in there.
I just, like, All right. I think I just solved it.
Sure.
If it's going to come to a committee, that selection process needs to be videotaped.
Live streamed.
We need to see what their thoughts and
Live
understandings are to why
That's a very
they're
good point. Why
putting them
don't
in
they
there.
live stream it? That would be cinema.
Because it's fake. Why wouldn't they?
I don't know.
It's rigged.
To a degree, absolutely. I
Like,
completely agree with you there.
They were never not going to put Bama in.
Yeah. And it goes back to the politics of it all, which is,
You couldn't. It's all political.
yeah.
You couldn't put
a
them
lot
in.
of it's politics.
You could not put them
A
in.
lot of college
But
football is
because it's
politics.
BYU, the same situation,
Yeah.
no one cares.
Yeah.
It's BYU. Who cares?
It did
a bunch of Mormons.
It did surprise me that throughout the media, everyone's so gun ho about it should have been Notre
Oh, yeah,
Dame
no.
instead of Miami. And no one spoke about BYU. It was always Notre Dame, Notre Dame, Notre Dame. I'm like, are we just ignoring the team that actually should have been in? Like, I did not understand it at all.
But yeah, my solution, you can keep the
Live
12
stream
team
it.
format. We need to watch them make the decisions and
Yes.
give us actual reason
Yeah.
to why these teams are getting in there. Because from that point, it's like the XFL, where they have the like video replay review
Yeah.
and the refs talking. They tell us why they
Yeah.
made that call. And it's like, okay, I don't necessarily agree with you, but I get it. I understand it. I could see it either way.
Yeah.
But if that's your explanation, okay.
Yeah.
You need to give us explanations instead of just being like, well, these are the teams that we feel like are the best to fit.
Even
in.
their answers are just so political.
We feel like these are the best opportunities to give us a best football being played at this time.
It's like fancy coach speak. Like, they never directly give you the answer. It's always zigzag around the answer. And
That is the solution. But regardless, first game on the docket is number 9, Alabama taking on number 8, Oklahoma.
This could
Matchup,
be- yeah.
rematch.
this is going to be a very, very interesting and good game. I think it's going to be really close. I think it's going to be a really close match. Give me Alabama. I think they're good. I think they get their revenge. It's hard to beat a team twice in the same season. I think Alabama's pissed off and hungry over how the last month of their season went. I think they know I don't want to say they got lucky, but they
They need to
they
prove a lot
scraped
of people
by.
wrong.
They scraped by. I think that's going to really motivate them. I'm taking Alabama over Oklahoma.
I am also taking Bama with an asterisk. They have been playing some pretty bad football. They scraped by Auburn.
Dude, I've been
Rewatching some of these Ty Simpson games.
trying to tell you.
What? I still don't think Dante Moore's the best.
Dante Moore's better.
I am
And I still like
starting
Ty
to
Simpson.
get on the choo-choo train.
Of Mendoza.
Mendoza's pretty good.
Look, I disagree. I will say though,
He's got it.
that Ohio State game by far his best game.
He has it.
What's
He
it?
has it. You know what I
disagree.
mean.
No, I disagree. I
But you-
disagree
but
there.
you know what I
I
mean,
know what
right?
it is, and I don't think he has it.
He did it.
Sure, but you could also say
I did not think that team that they played against in that game
I think-
would lose a game this season.
You know what? I think Diego Pavia, and I'm not
No.
saying
Nope.
Diego Pavia is a better quarterback
Don't
than
agree.
Mendoza. I think Diego Pavia has it
Nope.
more
Don't
than Mendoza. Yes,
Don't agree at all.
That's fun. You also thought Ty Simpson was a superstar
So did you.
quarterback. No, I didn't
Yes,
say
you did.
superstar. I said he was really good. I didn't say superstar. You thought he was lights ahead of everyone
I think
else.
you give him another year, and he
He
might
needs
be.
to stay in college another year. But
He
I
might
tried.
be.
I tried telling you, dude.
I mean,
I tried
yes,
telling you.
yes, and no. I still think he's gonna be good quarterback. in the
Yes,
NFL.
I'm not saying he's not. Dante Moore's better.
Maybe.
And I think he's going to show it in these players. Dante Moore
I
was
s-
always
I
better
think
than Ty
Mendoza
Simpson.
is going to take over that number 1 spot pretty soon, especially if they can keep their role.
I will say if he could play throughout the playoffs like he did against Ohio State, that might change my mind. I'll admit that.
He was just making
He
every
balled out.
throw.
He balled out. I will admit.
With the
and I will
mechanics still being a little funky.
I will
it's
say
still-
this. If Mendoza could play throughout the playoffs the way he played against Ohio State, that might change my mind about him. But as of now, I'm keeping my stance. I'm not letting one really good game change my entire view of you.
But regardless, back to Alabama,
Yes.
Oklahoma. I'm taking Bama as well.
Yeah.
They did play earlier in the year. Both offenses are just pretty. They're just scraping by right now. Like they're dependent upon their defenses. I think Alabama has that little bit of extra firepower on the offense, and they're going to get it done against Oklahoma. Next game is the number 12 JMU Dukes against number 5 Oregon. I mean, we're both taking Oregon, right?
Yes.
Like, I'm not saying
I don't even think there's really a need to discuss
I'm
this.
like, I don't want to just push by it, but
I
like,
will.
there really is no analysis to be done. Like, they're not going to be in competition with these
No,
guys.
give me Oregon.
It was fun while it lasted, JMU, but like the
And
party's
look,
over.
Will you get absolutely throttled? Yes, but that shouldn't rain on your parade. If you made the college football playoffs, like absolutely go celebrate. Like this is a very successful season. You won the Sun Belt. Like go celebrate. Go have fun while you get your butt beat, because that is more than what 99% of the other G5 schools could say they ever did. So
And-
go
and then-
celebrate. Go do you,
And then
Jamie.
you got BYU sitting at home like we would have had a game with them.
yeah.
Which, I mean, like I don't want to keep talking about it, but whatever. We're both taking Oregon in that one.
Yeah.
Moving over to the other side of the bracket, we have number 10 Miami against number 7 Texas A&M.
I'm taking Texas A&M, and I hope they absolutely just throttle Miami.
I think they will. I'm also
agree.
taking Texas A&M. Miami has been so up and down.
I
they
hope
really
they just whoop them, bro.
I wouldn't even really say they've been up. Like none of their wins have been crazy. None of the losses that they've had have been terrible.
Their best win was week 1 against
Notre Dame, who also was up and down all season.
Yeah.
A&M had one mess up the whole season. It was the biggest mess up that they could have had against Texas. And even so, in that game, they didn't even play that bad. Like they were in a game with Texas, who is right outside the bubble for getting into the playoff at Texas. Like it was just a tough environment. Rivalry game. They are better than what they showed in that game, and they will show that against Miami. A&M is going to throttle them.
I hope so. I really hope so.
I think that's by 21 points.
Yes, I agree.
And then the final game of the first round is going to be another rematch that we've had already this year. Is number 11, the Tulane Green Wave. I don't know why I said it like that. Versus number 6, the Lane Kiffin-less Ole Miss team.
Yeah, give me Ole Miss. I don't think it will be close. However, I see a scenario where it could be really, really close because of everything that's going on with Ole Miss, but I'm still taking them.
I strongly disagree with you. I
Really?
think they get throttled. It's not like Ole Miss is going into this game with a bunch of questions as to what next year is going to look like. They already know. They have their guy
Oh, no.
in Golding, who is going to be their coach next year. And it's not
Yeah,
like
but roster-wise, what's that going to look like?
you get there when you get after the season.
But that's what I'm saying. There are still question marks.
For next year, sure. But for
Yeah.
right now, you had your team that made you the number 6 overall team in the country.
But you don't have your head coach.
I'm saying in this round specifically, you should handle business against
Yes,
Tulane.
and I agree. I agree. That's why I have them winning. Yes, I feel confident Ole Miss will win this game.
I say,
However,
100%.
don't overlook Tulane. I think it will be closer than the JMU Oregon game.
I agree, but that's also 12-5 and 11-6. So instead
Okay,
of
but you act like that's
instead
such
of,
a drastic
instead of
difference.
by 40 points, it'll be 35.
I don't know. Maybe. I also see JMU losing by more than 40.
I think they keep it within 40. They do have a good offense. I'll give them the offense.
I
That
think
is the
they
only
are
saving
gonna
grace.
get
Is
absolutely thrown.
That's the only saving grace I'll give JMU, is that they should be able to score at least 2 touchdowns. And for it to be by 40, they'd have to give up 54 points.
Yes.
And they did just give up a lot of points to ODU.
Yes.
So that's a good point.
Yes, that's exactly.
I don't think
what
they lose by 40.
They will lose by more than. I'm telling you right now, they will lose by more than. What do you want to bet?
Shake my left hand.
Why?
I'm just kidding.
Where has your right hand been? Oh, scary boy. But yes, we both have Ole Miss.
I think we all have the same picks for the first
Yeah,
round.
we do. So we could go. This perfectly lines up to the quarterfinal matchups.
We got number 9, Alabama, taking on number 1, Indiana.
Give me Indiana. They are deservedly the best team in the entire country. And Alabama has been shaky.
Yeah.
Give me Indiana.
Give me Indiana too, but what a gut punch that is for Indiana, in my opinion. You have been the number 1 team for the entire season. And then after one game, you now have to play Alabama.
I think they'll handle it just fine.
I think they will too. I picked them.
Like you handled Ohio State. I think you could handle. I think Ohio State's way better than Alabama. Way better.
Yes, but
think
Alabama
they're
also just has been in this situation before where they've been
with a different coach.
Yeah, but they are also. It's okay. That's fair. That culture wise, yes,
It's a very different culture.
They should handle business. I just think it's just a bad luck of the draw that they have to play Bama.
This isn't the Alabama that we're used
No.
to. And not to say they're bad, because they're not bad. However, it's not a Nick Saban Alabama.
I think if they're able to just kind of figure things out during that Oklahoma game, they have 2 weeks to figure it out. You got a bunch of time. If they can figure it out within those weeks and just kind of handle their business against Oklahoma, I'd be a little nervous if I was Indiana.
No. And not to say you shouldn't take them seriously. It's still Alabama at the end of the day. Like, absolutely show up with your A game. Indiana will be fine.
Did Alabama get throttled by Georgia in the SEC championship?
Yes.
They also beat them this year.
Yes, but they also lost to Florida State.
In Georgia.
They also...
Yeah.
Yeah, Oklahoma, Georgia, and Florida State. Yeah. No.
So I'm just saying,
I would not be...
all I'm saying is do not sleep on Bama in that game.
Indiana already beat 2 top 5 teams.
I agree.
They're going to be fine.
I fully agree. It's just a little scary. The next one is going to be number 4 Texas Tech taking on number 5 Oregon.
Give me number 5 Oregon. I just think they're built for this. I truly believe in Dan Lannon. I truly believe in Dante Moore. Their offense is scary. It's so fast and elusive. Texas Tech has a very good defense. Very, very good defense. Great run game. I just think Oregon has the better coaches and the better players, so I'm going to go with Oregon here.
I am also taking Oregon. I want Texas Tech to win.
It will be a great story of Texas Tech.
I really think, like you mentioned, defensively, they have absolute studs.
Yeah.
All across that defense at every level. Great run game. Great offense. Like, they're just a super complementary.
That's a very talented team.
And it's Texas Tech. Like, no one really had the high hopes for them.
No.
But looking at it coming into the season, Texas Tech was one of the highest NIL paid teams.
Yeah.
They got all that oil money from all their donors.
Yeah.
And it worked out. They were able to go out and get a David Bailey in the transfer portal, who is leading the league.
It's going to be a top 10 pick.
He is a dog.
He's going to be a top 10
That is
pick.
my only concern for Oregon is if that pass rush is able to create pressure. Look at I'm not saying it's to the same degree, but Iowa. The Iowa game versus Oregon this year, they were able to create a lot of pressure on Oregon and make them force some throws and play good defense. It was a close game.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be very similar, but I do agree with you. I think Oregon has that extra firepower and is able to win that game.
Yeah.
The other side of the bracket, you got number 7 Texas A&M taking on number 2 Ohio State.
Give me Ohio State. I think it is Indiana and Ohio State and then everyone else. Like, those are just clearly just the 2 best teams. So give me Ohio State.
I am also taking Ohio State.
This is so uneventful.
I was literally just thinking, like, I really hope we don't have the whole same entire bracket. And I think we might.
We might.
I'm taking Ohio State to win.
They're just so good.
They are going to beat A&M. A&M has shown susceptibility to teams that have good defenses.
Yeah.
Look at it, Texas. And that's really the only way you can look is because that's the only team they lost to.
Yeah.
Look at the South Carolina game, though. They went 35-3.
Yeah.
Weren't they down 35-3?
Back. Yeah.
Ohio State's not letting you do that. That's just not going to happen. There are very few teams, if any, that can guard Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate.
Bo Jackson's a dog, too, man. Julian Sane can sling the ball, bro.
No, that team is just insane.
talent
And we talked about this the
around.
past 2 weeks. We've said this the exact same thing. We're going to look back at this Ohio State team in 5 years and be like, how were all these guys on the same team?
Absolutely.
They are going to beat A&M.
Indiana might be the same way.
I don't know, though.
Bro.
But, who?
Cooper, the wide receiver, dog.
The
Surratt,
white dude, 80?
dog.
I just don't know. Yes.
They got some
Surratt.
talent.
I do like Surratt.
Surratt's a dog. Cooper's
Mendoza.
a dog. They have a couple defenders. I'm blanking on the name. I know they
Kamara?
have an edge rusher and a safety.
Yeah. Kamara.
Dog, they got some talent there, bro.
Ponce.
Yes,
D'Angelo
the corner.
Ponce.
Dog, that's what I'm saying. They got some talent there.
But, like, that's like 4 guys.
It's like 5.
And I think...
And that's more than what 98% of college football teams
Yeah, but I
can
don't think
say.
any of those guys are going to be first-round picks other than Mendoza.
Maybe not.
Like, those Ohio State teams,
First round picks. Yeah.
all those guys are going to be first-round picks. Regardless, both taking Ohio State there. Final game of the next round is going to be
The
number
quarterfinals.
3, Georgia, taking on number 6, Ole Miss.
Give me Georgia. From the beginning, I've been high on the dogs. I'm not stopping now. Give me Georgia over Ole Miss.
I'm also taking Georgia. The
So
train
anticlimactic.
stopped there. The golden era is going to begin the next season.
Yeah.
Georgia is just too good right now.
Yeah.
Gunnar Stockton is playing turnover-free football, which is all you need to do to run that Georgia offense.
Forget Gunnar Stockton, man. What did I tell you about that defense?
Oh, I mean,
that
I knew
defense
that.
is
C.J.
mean,
Allen,
man.
C.J. Allen's draft stock is rising more and more
That
every day.
defense is mean, man.
Georgia is going to be
Who's the corner,
Ole Miss.
Everett?
Dalen Everett
He's a dog.
from Norfolk.
757. Born and raised, very
Yeah.
proud.
So we have the same top 4. We got Ohio State taking on Georgia on the one side, and then we have Indiana taking on Oregon in the other side. We have 3 Big Ten schools in our Final 4.
The Big Ten's the new SEC.
The Big Ten may be the new SEC.
Yeah.
And then the only other representative is the representative of the SEC, who has been for years and years and years,
Yeah.
the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Going back to what we were talking about earlier, why did it take so long to just get to this point? Because we knew that these teams would be there.
But
like-
but that's what I'm saying when it goes to 4 teams. Like, yes, Texas Tech won there.
Sure.
But that's what I'm saying.
But, like,
That
I
goes to
feel
my
like-
argument of no matter what you set the number at,
Yeah.
there's gonna be people
Yes,
and teams saying,
but
"No,
I feel
we
like-
could do better."
I feel
than
like
them.
with the 4, there's only going to be one other team that's going to be like, that should have been us. With this,
Where
though,
are we
no,
at?
but with this, though,
Where are we
you could make
at?
an argument for about 5 or 6
no
other teams.
3 max,
Not
3
true.
max.
That's still way more than
name
one.
the 5 teams. Name the 5 teams.
I mean, 5 is probably a little crazy,
5 is insane.
but I'm just saying.
3 at
I'm just
the
saying.
2
All right,
really.
hold on.
Because one of them got in. It's 2.
But the same argument that we were having earlier about like, oh, this team would beat this team right
Yeah.
now. Would Texas beat Miami?
Yes,
Why aren't they in?
it's a good question.
That's what I mean. Like,
Look, I'm
that's
not
a team,
saying
though.
there isn't. Obviously, there's controversy with this. I'm saying you're not avoiding that when you move it to 4. You're still gonna have it. It doesn't matter.
with only one team though. Like
You only have it with 2 teams here. You
no,
just
you don't.
you-
Though, because
what
you
are the
could-
other teams?
Texas though, like Texas could
No
have
one's
an argument.
arguing. No one's arguing
Vandy.
Texas. Huh?
Vandy.
No one's arguing Vandy either.
I know, but, like,
it really comes down to really
those-
only Notre Dame, but BYU should be in that discussion too. Any other team didn't have a realistic shot at this. Like, would
Based
be
off
honest
of
with
their
me.
rules.
Be honest with
Yes.
me. Would you have been stunned if Texas or Vanderbilt got in?
100%.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No one's arguing.
But
for
would
Texas
you
or
have been
Vanderbilt.
stunned if it were 4 and Texas Tech was 4? No.
If it was a 4-team playoff in Texas? No.
Exactly.
But that still goes to my argument. No matter what, there's gonna be teams. There's not 5 teams.
Were you
now.
stunned Miami made it?
Not stunned, but I don't think they should have made it.
Who were you stunned by any team that made it?
No.
Were you stunned any team did make it? Yes, right?
Not stunned because we know how college football works. Like, that goes to the politics of it. Obviously, the committee would want a Miami over BYU for political reasons.
Yeah.
So that's why I wasn't shocked about it. I don't agree with it, but I'm not surprised they made that move.
Yeah. I just think with the way that this whole bracket just went, like we have the same exact teams. Both of us have the same exact teams.
Yes, but this also goes to my argument of it doesn't go 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes 1, 2, 3, 5. That just goes to my argument of it doesn't matter the amount of teams that are in. There's still going to be teams and fan bases and media and whatnot that are saying that the committee got it wrong.
Would you be surprised if Texas Tech lost or won?
To who? Oregon?
Yeah.
No, that they have such
That's
a
what
good
I'm saying,
team.
though. Like, it could go either way.
But that's exactly that
but it
goes to
matches
what
up
I'm saying as
perfectly
well,
right here.
though.
But it matches like that game is gonna happen.
Yeah.
So we're gonna know who's the better team.
Sure, but when it comes, let's say they move it back to 4 teams. All I'm saying is, no matter what, people are still gonna complain, and people will still say the committee got it wrong. No matter what you set the number at.
Yeah, no,
So
I
no matter
agree.
what you set the number at, you're not avoiding the issue of more controversy, less controversy, because the 2 teams that got left out are still going to be complaining that they should have gotten in.
I agree. Who are you taking? Again, let's start with Indiana.
I'm
Oregon.
gonna just name both because I already said earlier there are 2 teams, and then there's the rest of the field. Indiana and Ohio State will make the national championship game because those are the 2 clear best teams in the entire country.
Same there with you. I got both those teams making it.
I hate it here. All right, we just did our bracket. Both of us have Ohio State versus Indiana in the national championship game. Who do you have winning the national championship?
The 2026
Yes.
national champions are gonna be the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Okay.
They're gonna go back to back. They lost Indiana in the first matchup. Like you said earlier, it's so hard to beat a team twice. And this Ohio State team, I don't think is going to let that happen again. No discredit to Indiana. Incredible run. One of the best teams in the past 5 years, I would say. They are legitimately an outstanding football team. But this Ohio State team is just built different, and they are better.
I completely agree with what you just said, except Indiana is going to win the national championship game solely based on, I think they proved they are the best team in the country, and I do not think that changes a month from now. I think throughout these playoffs and all these games, Indiana week in and week out, game in and game out, will prove they are the best team in the entire country. Now, obviously, I see a scenario where Ohio State wins. Like, I'm not saying this is a blow or anything. Ohio State could very easily or very well win the national championship game. They would deservedly, yes, win the national championship game. They are that good. I just think Indiana's better, and I think they proved they are better. That's really what it comes down to.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just think Ohio State will not let that happen.
And maybe not.
They
That's
won't
such a
lose
talented team. I kind of wanted to bring up some because you brought up how impressive what Cignetti has done. Tell me if you disagree with me, because I'm about to make a statement that maybe may get some hate, maybe not. I think Curt Cignetti has been the second best hire in college football in my lifetime, only behind Alabama hiring Nick Saban. Do you think that's a overreaction or?
Based off of what they were before he was there.
Yes.
Yes.
That is a overreaction?
No.
Or,
Yes, as in it is
the second best hire? Yeah.
Is it, though? I don't know.
I think even if they don't win a
Because-
national championship game this year, the fact that they just won the Big Ten, I think cements that he is the second best hire.
I also think, and I know, like, it's the same team we've just been talking to, Ohio State.
Yes.
Urban Meyer, one of the best hires probably ever.
Okay.
He's brought them to
You brought up a good point, yeah.
And even to today's Ohio State. Has he been able to beat Michigan? No. But
Finally did this year.
But he's got a couple national championships.
One. He has one.
I mean, but even going back to Urban Meyer, like Urban Meyer, I think might be right there with him.
Sure. And I'm really just basing this statement off of, like you said, what they were before
I mean,
and where
yes,
they are now.
I think it has been the most successful turnaround ever.
Yeah.
Like Indiana had, I looked this up the other day because I was arguing about this with somebody. Indiana has had 3 winning seasons in 25 years. What happened?
Breaking news. Sharon Moore has been detained by police. I don't know what's happening. Which obviously, by the time this comes out and gets posted, there will be a lot more information out.
And we'll leave that cliffhanger there.
I was about to say, literally an hour ago or two, it came out why he got fired from Michigan. The fact that breaking news, he's detained by police. Something very bad happened.
Right before we get out of
I
here,
thought you were about to attack me. Oh my god!
right before we get out of here, who's going to be the next Michigan head coach? Come on, quick, rapid fire.
Stop.
Name of the guy.
Ricky Ronnie. No, I'm kidding. Oh,
Hey!
please don't post
Hey!
that.
Hey.
Please don't post that. I don't know. Who do you think? That's a very hard question.
It is
Maybe
gonna,
Brian Dable. I literally just threw a name out there.
You're
Maybe Brian
right
Dable.
with the first name. They're hiring Brian Kelly.
You did say that. I don't know. I think he kind of tarnished his name.
Well, I think that this whole thing just happened so quick that no one was expecting this to happen.
no, a different Brian. Give me Brian Newberry, real culture setter. He'll fix everything.
What about Brian from Family Guy?
Not bad. Not bad.
All right. Brian Kelly is going to be in Michigan. He's going to have a Wisconsin accent now.
Yeah.
Don't know how that's going to happen.
How is he gonna go Michigan and have a Wisconsin accent?
They all got the same type
They
of
do.
accent up there.
Not to be that person, they kind of do. All right,
Please, we eat
anything?
cheese up here.
Let's say something like it. The thing from Kill
yep,
Tony.
yep. The
All right.
cheddar.
All right, we
cheddar.
gotta keep it moving.
Yep.
Anything you'd like to say? Oh, yeah, anything you'd like to say before we close this out?
I think both of us can fully agree Indiana or Ohio State will win the national
Yes,
championship.
we clearly both agree they're going to the national championship game. I would not be surprised if either win. I'm currently taking Indiana because I do think they proved they were the best team. Would I be shocked if Ohio State wins it? Not one bit.
Yep. I'm with you.
All right. I do have one last thing to say.
Oh my god. This is like an hour and 45
It
minutes
is.
long video.
Army will score a touchdown with 1 minute left to cut the deficit down to 50. Goats all the way by 1,000,000. Roll Goats. Bring the CIC back to Annapolis. It's going to be a very good Saturday. That's all I have to say.
All right, I'm glad you put that in there.
I did.
All right.
I was about to say something else. I was like, that's not going to slide well.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed this very long episode. Tell us.
It needed it though.
There's so much we discussed, so please comment whatever you agree or disagree with, because we went over 1,000,000 topics. Follow us on TikTok and Twitter at PM Football Podcast.
Let us know if you like this type of video. This was more so like a podcast.
Yes, which
instead
is
of
what
a-
we've been trying to achieve.
Yeah.
and
So
just having
let us know if you like this type of video more, or if you like the kind of structured types of
Yeah.
videos.
Let us know. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the video. See you next week. Roll Goats.
See ya.